I think I'm going to be sick. I'm so nervous.
This is the 7 p.m. Project.
Welcome to the 7 p.m. Project. We're going to be here every day taking you through the day's events. We now welcome a guy who Wikipedia describes as a journo, lawyer and rock musician. G'day, Waleed Ali. Thanks for joining us tonight. Please welcome to the desk Steve Price. Senior foreign correspondent Hamish McDonald. Georgie Coughlin.
Tommy, have you spotted any big names yet? Liz Hurley, Tiger Woods?
No real A-listers, but I did meet Greg and Wendy from Pakenham out in the foyer.
Please welcome Fifi Box. Chrissy Swan and Tom Gleeson. Finally live from City, Kitty Flanagan. What's going on up there?
Well, in Sydney today, get this, it was unseasonably warm.
What's up, Rach?
Give me some love! Oh, great work, Rach. Well done. Please welcome to the 7 p.m. Project, George Negus.
On his first day as permanent host, Pete Hellier joins us.
Thank you very much. I'm good to be back now, and I was about one barbecue away from being on Embarrassing Bodies Down Under.
Somebody stopped me in the street this morning and said, Lisa, you're going from a 9 to a 10.
Yes! As someone that worked with Husey for so many years,
Yes.
is it good to come up here and clean up his mess?
Well, I see that it's been left behind.
Who's your favourite Australian act at the Arias tonight, please?
Jason Donovan. Especially for you was my favourite.
I mean, this is it. This is the bucket list track here. So. Welcome to the project.
We are expecting Waleed on stage.
We genuinely believe Waleed was here 5 minutes ago. He's not here. We know that he's pretty keen to get to the footy tonight. I didn't think he was this keen. Waleed!
Thanks for joining us.
Man, if I entered like that, I'd be fired.
Yeah, that's right. Would you please give a very warm welcome to Sarah Harris?
Tonight, our brand new project team. Please welcome Sarah Harris and Sam Taunton!
Is this the hard launch now that you're here?
I think it is. I'm excited because I actually applied to be the fourth Bachelor and they said no.
It's your first time in the big hosting chair. How are you feeling?
Am I the new Waleed?
You are
pretty good.
the new
This is
Waleed.
pretty good. I'm going to undo one button at every ad break.
Oh, terrific.
Sorry.
I'm so happy to be here.
Unlike Larry King, I'm here. Hey, I'm here.
I don't know why you guys aren't just like all having sex with each other.
I'm very close to some naked people.
I just found out what a dunny is.
I think we're quite unusual, actually. Pretty nice. Different. Unusual.
This is great. Do you know who that is?
Samuel Taunton?
So that means you're redundant? It's on the auto cue. Just read it out, Jazzy. In the end, I gave it a crack.
I love the project, right?
Yeah. We will be using that in clips for years.
I know. I regretted doing that while I was doing that.
That was cool.
I had a lot of thoughts going through my head as that show was going on that I was ruining my career.
Really? Are you all right?
No, I'm just
You're an idiot.
Welcome to the project. We are live to the lands of the Cool the Nation for the final time with Sarah, Georgie and Sam!
Holy, I can't believe we're here. This is crazy.
Yeah.
Who's first to cry?
Well, OK, all of you just looked at me in a moment that wasn't rehearsed, but I think that odds on money are on me, crying within 4 seconds.
I've come prepared for crying, by the way.
Have
And this is, you guys don't know I've done this, but Grant Denyer sent me this.
Oh.
It's a kit for things you can use to blame the crying on. So that's a photo of a dad and a son. This is the complete first series of Neighbours. I've got some water to spray in your face to be like, it's not tears, it's just water. That's and this one's quite basic. This is an onion.
Oh, fantastic.
But there you go.
Give it here.
Oh, you'll need that.
Thank you.
Honey.
Nearly. Oh my gosh. Sorry, she's so
okay?
sporty. Yeah,
That
of course
fantastic.
I am. I'm
Okay,
an
wonderful.
athlete. Thank you.
We got some of your favourites coming as well tonight, so strap yourselves in and get ready to cry. 'Cause it's going to be a big emotional.
We're going to have lots of reflection.
Yeah. I'm going to ask each of you for a moment from the time that you've been on the show. I'll kick off to give you some thinking time,
Okay.
as though it hasn't already been prepared by a producer.
Yep.
As we all say, producers do the best thinking.
They do, they really do. So I'm going to go with a story that no one's really spoken to me about since, but it's stuck with me forever. It's a woman by the name of Becky Sharrock that I interviewed, and she has total memory. Oh. And this just blew me away. She remembers being in the womb. This is a full-on thing. She's being studied. It's one of the most amazing interviews I've ever done. And here's a tiny bit. So what happened on the 9th of May 2006?
The 9th of May 2006 was a Tuesday.
Yes, it was.
And before I went to school, the Tasmanian miners, they were being rescued.
That's exactly right.
Whoa.
Oh, how's your memory?
No good. I'm sorry, Becky, but I had to look up Becky's name.
You did.
That's how bad my memory is. But I never forget the feeling of that interview. Watching her recite Harry Potter, it's just all sorts of...
We'll never forget 27th of June 2025 either.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Is Becky available for pub trivia? Unbelievable.
I love those moments. I love in this job that you get to meet some pretty fun people, big celebrities, and a moment I won't forget when I was sat in a tiny little room across a very young Austin Butler.
Oh. You do this thing where you look into someone's soul. I'm getting it now.
Yeah?
Yeah, you have a very piercing gaze.
You have a piercing gaze too.
Do I?
Yeah,
Oh.
I'd say so.
Yeah, all right, you're making me nervous now.
Gotta cool down.
Wow. Oh, he wouldn't know what to do with me. I don't know what to do with me.
Speaking of heartthrobs, not the only one that we've had on this show over the years, in one of my favourite moments, but also one of our audience's favourite moments, this was myself dancing with the most delightful 102-year-old that you ever would meet, Eric, in his kitchen. He was waltzing me around and telling me all the secrets of life and getting me drunk on whiskey. Yeah. So that is one of my most memorable moments because, yeah, you just can't forget a face like that.
One of my favourite moments, I went to a beautiful town called Nyngan in central New South Wales, and I performed stand-up comedy on the back of a ute, the mayor's ute, in fact, in a golf course. We've got some footage. I won $800 on a yabby race, and then the fishing club strong-armed me and made me give it back. I think we've got some footage of it right here.
In the end, my yabby came second, and I won $1,000. But I was strong-armed into giving all the cash back to the fishing club, which is bullshit. Oh yeah, and a man stuck a yabby on his nipple. See you, Nyngan, you beautiful, bogany, big doublers, backwash. I will love you forever.
I'll be performing in Nyngan very soon, so I can't wait.
All right, well, after the break, the incredible people who have let us tell their stories. We'll see you soon.
Hey guys, I'm so sorry I can't be with you tonight, but I just wanted to pop in and say what an absolute privilege it was to be a part of the project family for the 5 years I was lucky enough to work with you all. In my experience, you will never get a more professional and passionate bunch of people, both in front of and behind the cameras. And I have so many great memories. Like the night Waleed sat down in a no-holds-barred live interview with then Prime Minister Scott Morrison after the Christchurch massacre. I had simply never seen a political interview like it. I remember being in awe every single time there was a big international news story, and Hamish was there for us, including one very hairy trip reporting on the deadly riots in Hong Kong in 2019. I also remember Hamish breaking one of my ribs one night just after we came off air with a huge hug, but he can probably better tell that story. And Carrie, watching the tireless work you continue to do raising millions to find a cure for brain cancer has been inspiring. You really are extraordinary. And I'm incredibly proud of the work that we did in helping to expose the toxic workplace culture women working in Parliament House have for far too long had to endure. And Tommy, Pete, thank you so much for every time things got a little heavy there at the desk, taking the piss. You constantly made us laugh at ourselves and the world. Too often, we needed it, and still do. This journalism and these moments are what the project at its best specialised in. And I'm really sad that a show as important and loved as the project has been over the years won't be on our screens anymore. I mean, 11 Logies and a Walkley, that ain't nothing. Have a great night, everyone.
So many phases of the show, and thanks so much, Lise, for doing that. There are so many things. You don't need me to tell you that Lisa Wilkinson's a legend of Australian TV, and to share a desk with someone is incredible. But she is the nicest colleague that you will ever have, no matter what industry you work in. And that's a huge thing to say for someone that comes with her eminence. So thank you, Lise, for everything on screen and off.
Always has time for everyone. Now, one of the things we've been most proud of here at the project is our chance to change lives. Over 16 years and more than 4,500 episodes. You have trusted us with your stories, and it's been an absolute honour to stand alongside you and make a difference.
The world will not be better off without you. Your family will not be better off. We're not better off without Richard.
You and your government locked me up in detention for 8 years, but I don't have hate in my heart.
Parents, instead of telling our girls not to walk through parks, maybe we should be telling our boys not to rape them.
For 16 years, we have delivered news differently. News with heart, news with empathy, news with purpose.
Marion looked straight at me and said if it wasn't for me and the children, she'd probably kill herself.
That's a conversation for us, but that's always family's life.
My mum had Alzheimer's. When I would spend time with her, she would sometimes take my hand and, and say things to me, and I was like, oh, you think you're a little kitty.
It's one of those stories that I think will stay with me for the rest of my life.
A voice for those driving change and fighting injustice, like the campaign for children imprisoned in adult jails.
When I think about them, then I cry. Yeah.
Ali Yasmin was one of hundreds of Indonesian kids sent to maximum security prisons in Australia.
Why, when immigration officials had already concluded he was just 14, did the Commonwealth prosecutor still pursue him as an adult?
This Walkley-winning story helped set those kids free and led to a $27 million government payout.
Anthony was diagnosed with silicosis, an incurable lung disease that's caused by exposure to silica dust.
For Aussie workers forced to cut engineered stone, a day's work became a death sentence.
Trying to stay positive. I want to be as strong as possible. That's hard. I want to be here for a little bit longer.
Anthony lost his battle, but helped get engineered stone banned in Australia.
What do we want? What do we want?
We were proud champions of marriage equality.
Why have you thrown your support behind gay marriage?
Let me just define my terms here. I would say I am like gay, a little bit not gay, gay.
And there has always been room at the project desk for those challenging the status quo.
You were Anna.
I was.
And now you're Andrew. So how long have you been Andrew for?
5 years now, yes. And I'm me. I'm my real me, and I'm loving it. So life is good.
I needed to go through my hurt and my difficult times so I could understand how it felt to represent a community that goes through all of this.
In 2016, we backed struggling Aussie farmers.
It's pretty hard to explain to them what's going on, and more so in terms of the future of our life here on the farm. Sorry.
Farmers have told us that the best way to lend them a hand is to pay an extra few cents for Australian-produced brand name milk. And if our politicians won't stop our farmers from getting milk dry, maybe the rest of us can.
An incredible campaign from Waleed and producer Tom Whitty, forcing supermarket change and a better deal for farmers.
What you did on the project on Channel 10, you said that started all of this, and you should be really proud.
With your help, we kept fighting for a fairer Australia.
I don't think people realise how important the project was to me. It was my first ever time that I was on TV. And as a person with disability, all I want to do is see people like me represented.
Just 3 people could see plastic bags banned in Australia. The premiers of New South Wales, Victoria and WA. Tweet the premiers, email them, call them, show them that there is plenty of political goodwill in having the courage to ban the ban.
Scores dead as 2 mosques are targeted during Friday prayers.
It is clear that this can now only be described as a terrorist attack.
After unimaginable horror, we fought back against hate.
I'm gutted and I'm scared, and I feel overcome with utter hopelessness.
A call for unity within a shattered society.
Now we come together. Now we understand this is not a game, and that everything we say to try to tear people apart, demonise particular groups, set them against each other, that all has consequences, even if we're not the ones with our fingers on the trigger.
Do you mind if I give you a hug?
Not at all.
I know that might seem strange, but I saw your piece on the project and it was incredible.
We've championed those facing impossible battles.
Enzo ages around 8 times faster than normal, but revels in his uniqueness.
You're a 1 in 20 million kid.
Yeah.
Do you feel special?
Yeah.
You proud?
Yeah.
Empowering those who were bullied and voiceless.
In the days before Dolly's death, she left this sketch behind. Speak, even if your voice shakes.
Be proud, and please, speak,
even
If your voice shakes.
Over 16 years, we've helped raise millions for people in need, for kids like Ollie.
We already had a huge loss. We lost Dad. Well, we can't lose our little boy.
Or little Sasha.
I want her to be able to sing happy birthday again and say mummy and all of the things that she used to.
Or our mates, Sam and Connie Johnson.
There's been times when I've felt further away from her than ever, but conversely, there's been times when I felt like she's right here, like you are.
Once the chemotherapy stops, the cancer will progress, and whether that starts immediately or whether it's a slow build, I'm going to live a failure.
Are you scared?
And one campaign has always been so close to our hearts.
I want to ask anybody that's on TV in Australia tomorrow to whack on a beanie. I want to get the nation talking about brain cancer.
And that's why I'm launching a new foundation, Carrie's Beanies for Brain Cancer.
10 years on, Carrie's Beanies has raised more than 24 million.
In 2020, our special fundraiser episode broke records.
How much? We have now raised over $5 million.
And none of this would have been possible without the bravery of those trusting us with their story and the boundless generosity of you, the project viewer.
Oh my God. Thank you so much. Let's have a hug. Hug it out. Thank you so much.
Could not be possible without you. We're so grateful. Thank you.
Can we clap the project? Welcome home.
Oh, thank you.
I'm in the middle.
It changed my life, but I don't think I win Australian of the Year. Things like that without this.
It is 3 years since he's seen his family. Finally, he's going home.
Well, let's chat about it, shall we? Joining us from London is Hamish McDonald, who's interrupted his holiday, and also at the desk, Rachel Corbett!
Buddy. I mean, I love you just in general, but I'm so glad that you're here so we can share just another tissue together.
Any more? This is just classic me.
I've got plenty of tissues. Hang on, here you go. Do you want this? It's a top hat.
Yeah, sure, that'll do, mate.
Tissues.
We've got plenty.
Don't worry.
Rach, you and I have cried so many tears together at
I know.
this desk.
Because they're always putting packages like this because of the incredible stuff that we do on this show and the incredible impact that we've had on people's lives. And it's amazing, the stories. I mean, I've blubbed on this show more than anything else in my entire life, but it's because this stuff genuinely moves me that we are doing on this show, and it's like really incredible, you know?
Hey, Hamish, thanks so much for dialing in from London. This is why you don't take holidays in television. We just saw your Ali Asman story there. It was so incredible. How do you reflect on it after all these years?
It's really interesting, actually, because I think it was one of the first stories I did for the project back in about 2011. And it took until, I think it was just last year, for Ali Asman and the other kids to get a payout from the Australian government. for their wrongful imprisonment. So in a way, that story's kind of followed the arc of the show for most of the last 16 years, which is, it's a pretty remarkable thing from my point of view. I guess just reflecting on all of those stories put together, I read these descriptions of the project as things like woke, and watching all of those stories, it's not what I see reflected. I see stories of Australians that maybe weren't always shown on television, that were really important, really meant things. And I'm really proud that we've done that work. And, I think journalism that doesn't irritate people isn't really journalism. It's just PR. Yeah. And so I'm really proud of all of that work.
Thanks, mate. We're proud to be irritating. It's very, very kind of you.
Good on you, Ames. Corbett, what about you? What are some of you've been here for so long, what are some of your other favourite moments?
I mean, honestly, there's a lot of great things that we've done, but my true favourite moments have been working with you guys, honestly, and everybody behind the scenes. Television can be a bit of a bitch sometimes, and people aren't always fantastic. But here, for 10 years, doing this show, it's been like a comfortable pair of pants for me. Coming in every week, you just feel so held by everybody around you. And sitting on this desk, it's very rare sometimes that you'll work in an environment where everybody wants everybody in front of the camera to win.
Yeah. Totally. I couldn't agree more.
This is that environment for me, and those are the environments that I love and that I thrive. And I can't do well in the other environments, honestly. I suck at them. So this, I feel like it's just allowed me to do the best work I've ever done in this industry because of the people that I get to work with. And it's just been such a privilege, and I'm so grateful to have worked with you all.
No, very kind of say. Also, you're extraordinary. You'd be amazing no matter how we treated you. So I don't think you needed us at all in that regard. But Hamish, what about you? I mean, obviously there was that story. You've done so many incredible stories, and especially out in the field. Are there any other highlights that you recall?
Yeah, look, a lot of highlights. And I do just want to say that it's just been a real privilege to work with all of you, and to everyone behind the scenes on the floor there in makeup, the producers, the production crew. I mean, it really has been a great privilege to work alongside everyone over the last sort of 7 or 8 years, my time here at the project. I think, and Walida, I just want to acknowledge your work as well, sort of seeing that in retrospect. I know a lot of the stuff you did took a big personal toll at times. And, I think you really deserve kudos for the big campaigns you ran. And, it's been a privilege to be associated with you through all of that also. I know you're going to spend a lot of time tonight thanking and acknowledging everyone else. So it's important that we do that for you also. I think for me, I still haven't managed to convince my mother that Tommy was lying when he said that I wore arseless chaps under the desk every night. But Mum, I have got pants on now. I do have pants on every night. And please don't believe a word he said.
Pan down! Pan down! We need confirmation. Pan down!
Rach and I can confirm he's lying.
Yeah, he's a creep under the desk.
Mate, it's been an honour, Rach. It's been an honour. I mean, there is no word that's heavier than that or can do justice to it better than that.
I love you guys, and I love this show.
Oh, thank you so much.
Truly.
Hey, Hamish, thanks so much for joining us all the way from there, mate. Go well. You okay, Corbett?
All right, you're watching the project. Back after this.
To my project family, thank you for all of the wonderful memories over the years.
It is Callum Scott here, and I am devastated to hear the news after 16 long and fruitful years. The project will be no more.
Coming to the end of an era of news and fun, an amazing panel.
What an incredible show it's been over 16 years, leaving a huge legacy.
The project is a mental macchiato. I look forward to my quick hit of creative caffeine every day. I love watching the show. I love being on the show.
I have been a guest on the project so many times. We laughed, we sang, we hugged, we cried, we danced. We did it all in that green room. God, I'm going to miss that green room.
There will never be a show ever like yours.
You guys were innovators, you brought something fresh, something new, and that always takes courage.
Let it be known that Australian TV will never be the same.
I'm going to miss the show as well. And all the hosts and all the guests. I'm going to miss it all. A lot.
I don't know how I'm going to get through my days without you. I'm getting the jitters just even thinking about it.
The people there at the project, some of the most talented people in the country. It was so much fun to sit on that desk week in, week out for 8 years.
Thanks for allowing me to be on the show so many times in the past.
I felt like a real friend of the show, and thank you for all the good stories, for letting us know all the good stuff that's happening in the world.
You've always had my back and love you guys, and so does Ronnie. So we wish you all the best.
Thank you so much for perking up our days. Lots of love.
Sending all my love. Mwah.
You guys were incredible. Thanks for all the good times.
She reckons the project is better than space.
Yeah, oh, that's clear.
Better than space.
Better than space.
All right.
Amazing. We didn't even pay all of those people.
Yeah, amazing.
Look, it's time to say hello to two of our favourite funny people. Would you please welcome Susie Yusuf and Tommy Bello?
Beautiful people. Sorry, we've just been crying in the green room together watching the
what's the vibe
show.
in the green room like?
It's like a funeral.
Well, I guess it is a funeral, really. when you
It
think
is,
about
and
it.
I wore black, but I got my tits out as well, so it's like...
A confusing funeral. I respect it.
One of you didn't follow the dress code, clearly. I'm not sure who...
Yeah, I don't know. We've stuffed up already, which is... I've spent 10 years stuffing up on the show, so it's nothing new. Like everybody, I'm going to miss this show. The one thing I did want to say was to the people back home. Literally, my time on the show, which I will forever be grateful for, was just trying to make you laugh. And people at home, if you'd often have days where you wouldn't have a laugh, that's all I wanted to give you. And I understand it's a privilege doing what we get to do, right? And it's an honour, and like I said, I'll never forget it. So thanks to the support of the people at home for making a dream job a reality. Yes, Susie.
Point of order.
Yes.
That was pretty earnest.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Any follow-up?
I've got my pants off under the table. Oh, Hamish. Did Hamish mention? No.
No, he also didn't. He didn't pan down when we asked.
Yeah.
So we're all disappointed. Susie, your most memorable moments on the show?
In my first year on the show, which was many moons ago, I was sent to Uluru when the walk was being closed, and I had an ear infection. I remember saying, I don't think I'm well enough to do this. Also, I'm not a journalist. And they were like, hey, you're on the right show. Go and do it. It was extraordinary. And Jules and that team were incredible. I will never forget it as long as I live. The people that I spoke to, I got to interview Eddie Murphy on this show. Like, I got to meet Marion Keyes, one of my favourite authors. My dad came on this show, which I feel like I'm going to cry just saying that. My sister did an in-break tease.
Geez, you really got the family some gigs.
Well, they on the pay were a bit bloated. Is that why we got cancelled, maybe?
Yeah, there were so many things, but I genuinely haven't worked in a place like this before. And it's funny because all day I've been crying with Georgie Tunny, her more than me.
That's just facts, yeah.
And she said to me many times, this isn't goodbye for us. And it isn't. These are lifelong friendships, I hope. And I won't forget the early days of being an idiot with this guy and the will they, won't they? They won't.
Broken hearts across the nation. But all right.
The night's still young, Susie. The night is still young.
Tommy, after that sweet burn, I want to know, one thing I've noticed, we're looking through the archives, you've put your body on the line quite a lot on this show.
Yeah.
Is that something you just got told to do, or is it a passion of yours?
No, I think, particularly for Carrie's fundraisers...
Sorry, I was just getting my nose out of your shot.
Good luck, you're going to have to back that thing up a metre.
The sexual tension, can you feel?
You know, if I tip my head back on a sundial. I don't know if this is what we're meant to talk about, but I only remembered this the other day. You know, I was such a fan of this show and I wanted to work on this show so badly. It was when the Metro Whip was happening. So I used to do audience warm-up on this show first, and then when I got offered a Metro Whip, right, and when the city that I was in was taken, so if I was living in Melbourne, and if that was taken, I would get my manager to ask, is there any vacancies in the other cities? And she would say, oh, there's no one in Sydney. And so I say, great, I'll be in Sydney. And then I would fly to Sydney to do the Metro Whip from Sydney, to be on TV for 10 seconds. Wow. I would only get paid enough to pay for one way of the airfare. And I was a broke comedian, so then I would have to gig enough in Sydney, do enough stand-up gigs to afford the airfare home. That's how desperately I wanted to be a part of this wonderful show.
Thanks for doing that, mate.
And then, what did I do with my time? Bungee jumped nude.
Yeah. Well, there you are. Any regrets about that?
No, how's the rigatoni back in the day? You're looking red hot. Susie, why didn't you tap that? That's not the same rig now. Any women watching, it doesn't look the same.
Oh, Susan Youssef, I could just stare at you for days on end because you are absolute magic.
Keep it in your pants,
world. Yeah, really the answer is why haven't you tapped this, Susan? To be honest with you. But you talk about some of the amazing people that you've got to meet, Eddie Murphy, some of your celebrities. Who has had the biggest effect on you?
Gosh, that's a hard question. I hate being on this side. I want to be over there. It's a really hard question, but when we sat on the desk, I don't remember it the way that we see these packages. I remember it from here, and I would have to answer by not really answering a question and say, I'm going to miss the rehearsal before the show. I'm going to miss the makeup room and being downstairs with Lily and Anna. I'm going to miss all of those people who are just my pals at work. Like, yes, we make a show and that's wonderful, but the actual workplace part of it is the bit I'm going to miss the most. And if the show never went to air, I would have been fine with that. My managers probably wouldn't have, because he wouldn't have made any money, but it was everything else that I loved. And I can't pick out a particular moment with someone famous. I mean, I did flirt with Mark Ronson, so that was pretty nice.
Yeah. Did he know? Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny because some men are perceptive.
Guys, I'm so glad you're here because, doing the funny stuff on this show, doing comedy stuff, it is such a privilege, like you were saying, Tommy. And you can't do it, I think, without the contribution of the people at home, everyday Australians. And what I love about them is that when they see, like, a reporter with a microphone, they think, I'll just go talk to them with no plan. And right now, I would like to do a tribute to them.
From my balcony, I could just see these huge, big flames. And I just went, eek.
Tell us what you're looking for in a good-looking dairy cow.
Pretty much the same as a good-looking woman, something that looks pretty smart.
Tell us about the house and the people who live there.
Bunch of bogans, if you ask me.
It's the lowest tree canopy of any city in Australia. And I've got a metal arm.
I have a new song coming out called Scooters.
Do you actually?
No, I don't.
Hey, I'm Luke Petrizzi, and just saved this guy's life. We got him out the front. Luckily, because 5 minutes later, and he would have been kabush.
Well, I'm boycotting Woolies. Apart from today. I'm hungover and need some juice.
One teenage girl come in and she actually wanted a boyfriend.
Lots of sex.
What would you like?
A toy boy.
No cars can get through at all. It's treacherous. No, you're ruining my spotlight.
What was she saying?
Oh, she was just saying, get my dogs, get the dogs. And I was like, what about the bloke inside? Like,
they had to go resort to, hitting him with a hammer. It's like there's probably other ways you can get someone.
Marijuana was a big thing when I was younger. No, I didn't do it.
white T-shirt, short hair, and a bad head. I said, dog ugly.
What would you say to them?
Get a job.
Can we ask you quickly, why was it important for you to be here today?
Because I'm gay.
I have to warn you, there's no sausage sizzle up there.
We don't. I don't eat the Australian sizzle.
Kabush.
Also, if Front Lady is looking for a toy boy, as of tomorrow, I have a lot of time on my hands. Guys, please thanks Tommy and Susie. Thanks for coming in. It's been beautiful. Before we do, I just also I also want to give a big shout out to the comedy department here. You guys would know there's so many amazing comedy writers that work here. A special big shout out to Liam, Errol, Hunter, Rob as well. These guys have been
Sonia,
with the
Josh.
show. I mean, there's so many if we're going to go
name
from
them
the
all
start.
then. Why don't you?
They didn't wear name tags today, so I can't do it. No, there's so many amazing writers, and it's been a staple of the Melbourne comedy scene that everyone would have a little stint here working on the project. Some have gone on to do amazing things, and it's been a pleasure to work with all of them. So big shout out to the comedy department.
You guys, we've got Harry, Husey and Charlie up next. Look at them having fun. What's the project? We'll see you soon.
Hello, family. It's just Mailboy here.
G'day to my project family. It's Robert Irwin here.
What's up, the project? It's G-Flip here.
Hey guys, Pete Murray here. I just want to say a big thank you to the project. You guys have been so supportive of me over the years.
I remember when Carrie and Husey told us on the Rove Live set that they were off to do a show called The Project. And I turned to Hamish and went, this will never last 17 years. And I was right. It was only 16.
So sad to see you going. So I just want to say a heartfelt thank you.
Everyone behind and in front of the camera works so hard to make us laugh, to make us think. I am going to miss the project deeply. I'm devastated.
You've been such a big part of my journey, always showing up for me, for my music, and for so many of us in the music industry.
Just want to give the biggest farewell ever to, I think, one of the greatest Aussie shows, and thank you so much for always inviting Aussie musicians on the panel as well and supporting Australian music.
There is no doubt you're leaving a big hole on our screens, but also in our hearts.
So, cheers to the project. We're all going to miss you so much.
You've made us laugh, you've made us cry, and more importantly, you've made us really think. So that's something pretty special. So thank you for everything. Big love always, Jess.
Here's to an incredible run. Thank you very much. Well done, project. Cheers to you guys. And I loved every time I've been on. Thanks for your support and thanks for having me.
And these guys want to also say a heartfelt thank you too.
Yeah, I know. Well, would you please now welcome the OG hosts of the 7 p.m. project, Harry Bigmore, Husey at the desk, and Charlie Pickering in New Zealand. Great to have you guys here. I want to get to Charlie first, mate. Our last ever project, you were there for the first. I have to say your style has changed enormously in the intervening 16 years.
Same outfit?
It looks
like
familiar, yeah.
It is. It is the same outfit. I can't believe you guys didn't do the same thing. That's outrageous.
I tried to find that jacket. I had it in 3 colours.
Yeah, it's interesting though. I don't want to get you in trouble, but do you know how many vinyls died for that outfit?
This is going to be as natural as our chat on the first project because there is a massive delay. So, Charlie, we'll leave it to you for the first little bit.
Sure. Well, it is just amazing what this show has done. And I was just thinking back to that first episode and the feeling that we all had when we got up there, that we were just happy that the set didn't catch fire and the show stayed on air. But the experience is best described, starting the project off, is best described as building the plane while you fly it. And I don't know what you know about aviation. That is a terrible strategy, both for building a plane or flying a plane.
Yes.
But somehow we figured it out. And I have to say to Carrie and Dave, hosting the show with you guys was an absolute joy. Dave, I've told you this before, except for my family, I've not undressed in front of anyone more than I have you over the years getting ready for this show.
Yeah, it was a safe space.
Do you know, Charlie?
Most of all.
Charlie, yesterday, Husey and I were reminiscing, and the amount of times he spoke about how you and him would yell at each other and go toe to toe. He described it as a battle of egos, and in fact, he was reminding us about the excruciating meetings we used to have. And he said,
Still going.
He said, I'd yell at Charlie, you're not Winston Churchill, just say something.
And that was one of the more factually correct things Dave has ever said. So
we're not starting
again.
Hughesy, you were worried you'd ended your career.
Well, this show came off the back. It was 2009. Early July, so it's almost 16-year anniversary, and we came off the back of Masterchef, which was the first explosion of Masterchef where it rated through the roof. So we had to take that spot.
No pressure.
So it was rating 2 million a night, and we're like, oh God, they're going to come for
2 million.
Sorry, I've heard rumours about those kinds of numbers. Jesus. Oh, where's that water? I need to cool myself down again.
But our first episode rated really well at 1.3, I think.
And then what happened after that?
Well, that was the high point of the show. But it's been an incredible ride the whole time. So I was only there for the first 4 and almost 5 years. So I left, and then Charlie left, and then you started winning Logies. I was hosting Logies, handing Logies to Carrie. She won gold. Then I gave you one, Willie.
But then it went downhill again because we didn't have them.
But no, it's been an amazing ride. Everyone involved, just huge. Yeah, absolutely.
Charlie, I want to bring up something with you, mate. Do you remember the hour-long special you did? I've got some footage of it here for Coney 2012.
Oh my God!
We've got it right here. Look at this.
Tonight, with millions of views in just 2 days, Coney 2012 has become a global social media phenomenon. Tonight, the entire must-see documentary, commercial-free. This is a special edition of The Project.
Hello and welcome to this special edition of The Project, taking a close-up look at the social media sensation that is the controversial film Coney 2012.
Brother, that's aged well, hasn't it? Do you have any reflections on that?
Do you know, you may laugh, but I would like to say that I don't think anyone has done more than we did to capture Coney, and that is why.
Can I say
he remains at large to this day.
I remember that episode because that was Todd Sampson, not me, and they just swapped me out. Like I wasn't serious enough to find Coney.
Todd Sampson in a T-shirt with a learner's plate on it was more serious than you.
More serious than me. Well, if I'd been on that episode, we would have found Coney.
Look, you didn't actually find Coney in the end, but you did find Brad Pitt, and there's some wonderful stories as well, and so much for us to be reflecting on.
Do you remember we had to take all of our shoes off?
Yeah.
We went on this super yacht to interview Brad Pitt, and we were all told to go on barefoot, and then he gets to stroll on with his shoes on, and we realised we were told it was boat policy, and we were like, no, it's just project people policy. Brad Pitt gets to wear his shoes, and then you flirted with him.
I tried to.
Yeah.
I shook his hand. We know Eric Banner, obviously a local Melbourne boy, and he'd done the movie Troy with him. So I was so nervous, I shook his hand and said, "Hi, Brad, I know Eric Banner." He looked at me quite strangely.
I mean, and that is flirting, I'm pretty sure.
Would you give it up for the OG gang, Charlie, Carrie and Hughesy?
So good to see them all together again. Carrie, stick around. We've got more to chat to you about, but we do have to go to a break. Will you hang around?
I understand how this works,
Right.
yes.
See you soon.
Welcome back. With this desk, it has seen it all. Searing takedowns, glamorous A-listers and stuff that, let's be honest, we probably couldn't get away with now. Here are some of our favourite moments.
I'm so happy to be here.
I love you guys. That's why I announced my tour here.
My favourite show that blends the most tragic news stories with jokes.
Well, this will surprise people because I'm not funny. You know, I don't have
That doesn't surprise anybody.
Television at the moment is such crap apart from this show.
I love this show.
You want to talk to the nice lady?
Yes, I'd like to say hello.
Ladies and gentlemen,
but you.
Can you play us out?
How about...
Yeah, classical guys, that's the one.
was fantastic.
I feel like I've waited my entire life to say this, but hi, Barbie. Hi, Barbie.
Mrs. Prime Minister?
Whatever.
Julie, I know you got a lot of time on your hands right now. And so do I.
You were my first love. I would say Hughesy's hot.
Hughesy's hot.
I actually sent you a couple of messages. You haven't got back to me yet, but you'll get through.
I'll follow you.
Will you?
I'll have to add you, yeah.
I had one guy said to me, I thought about you every day from when I was 12 to when I was 22. And I said, every day? He said, well, 4 times a day.
So, what is the key to a good twerk?
I don't think that's your thing, sis. Great show Friday night. Waleed and I were there, hands in the air, having the time of hands in the air. What am I?
Did you party?
Yeah, I'm like old, aren't I? Hands in the air, hands in the air.
Just let it wiggle first. Look at this. Oh, we're doing it, okay?
There we go. You're 41, I'm 37. What have you done that I clearly haven't?
Well, a lot of things.
This incredible sequin dress, and I couldn't unzip it. And I had nobody to unzip it for me, so I slept in it.
I never thought we'd live in a world where Jane Fonda couldn't find someone to take her dress off.
I see you've made yourself at home with the newsreaders folder already.
Why are you restricting me? Oh my God, I thought the show was unlived. What is this?
These aren't my notes, are they?
No, they're not. They're mine.
I haven't seen chemistry like this
since Kermit and Miss Piggy going on.
I hear Randy had some water when he was on the show.
Why did you give me a glass of water? This is literally just for the highlights package.
Go for it, Nina. Clean it up now.
No, don't clean it up.
No, but that's because you made me spit it out.
What anniversary tour?
The 30th anniversary tour.
Let's start properly. I don't know what. If I'm doing a shoey, it's on the project.
Yeah, I've retired from shoeies.
We bought our bags because Slash is in the green room.
Yeah.
Looks a little like he might be a bit light-fingered.
Give it up for Slash!
Father Bob McGuire. Please welcome Billie Eilish.
My God!
Benson Boone.
Should we call you Zaddy?
This is the Zaddy outfit right here.
Tom Bloody Cruise. This is a very hot love triangle.
Noff. I'm just staggered we've got this shot. This is unbelievable.
It's emotional.
And Samuel L. Jackson, Kurt Russell, and Quentin.
Are we allowed to stand up? You're the male chimp, so you're dominant. And I'm a little nervous, so you pat my head. And that reassures me, so I go...
Do I get to hug you back?
You can, yes.
Crikey!
Earlier than a Roman sandal.
Smells like a kangaroo's arsehole.
Yeah.
Oh, I think Australian use of English is superb.
What would my name be in the post-apocalyptic world?
Right, yes.
I'm ready to go. I'm ready to tell you the news.
This is what you've always wanted, me doing highbrow television. I'm not a political analyst. Did you see? I had her on the rack.
Right, what would the world be like if there was no news at all?
You're a real son of a bitch, you know that?
I would say I am like gay, a little bit not gay, gay.
This man next to me is the world's biggest Queen fan. Sorry. I just finished that sentence. We had Dawn French on the show recently,
Oh, how
of course.
appalling.
I know, it was...
Paul was coming into town, and we've been friends for a while, and someone...
Paul McCartney.
Yeah.
Any chance of a collaboration between the Foo Fighters and TLC? That would be awesome.
Oh, yeah. You hear that, guys, right? Yeah. They're watching.
What is Brian May's phone number?
How about this? We can send him a message together.
That would be the most amazing thing.
Do rock stars sign these days? Come on, Todd.
Breasts.
This is live, isn't it?
It's live.
Did you guys know about this craze with the people running in on live news things?
You've been patching your way around the male hosts of Australia. I mean, male hosts.
It's my anniversary, 30th anniversary today, my wife. Bridget, your present.
Hi, Bridget. Happy anniversary. I've just passed your husband.
I plucked his glasses off with the foil. Ding, gone.
Oh, we've never made him blush so much.
Wait. You got a bill, get your hands up. You got a bill, get your hands
Can you be our Prime Minister? I hear the job's open.
Didn't you used to live with Whoopi Goldberg?
Yeah, yeah, you just threw it out there.
Is it right that you got so sick of like chicken breasts, you made a chicken shake?
It really wasn't that bad.
I think the only thing that's really sort of off, like you couldn't talk about, is how this show was better with Charlie Pickering.
I agree.
I could give you maybe a full orange and all the game time you want.
I'm gonna have to think about that.
How can you even make a joke like that when you know a comedian is coming on the show? That's humiliating for both of us. I felt so bad for you.
How do you recover from a bad joke?
I don't know. I've never told one that bad.
Don't make me do this or else I'll be reading Yo You Googly.
Do it, Waleed, do it.
Oh, all right.
Please welcome Danny and Michael Phillips.
Thanks for dressing up, by the way. Appreciate it.
Nice outfit, sale at Suzanne's.
I got roasted last time because I wasn't wearing a suit, so I brought a suit and I brought flowers.
Oh my God.
Would you please welcome Josh? Get in!
I've never actually gotten a standing ovation while doing like a chat show.
You got a fun group here. Yeah, that's it for Rowdy A.
I met your parents backstage. They're hot too, to be honest.
Good looking. Yeah, my mom's beautiful. My dad's he's in good shape.
He's cute.
Yeah.
But
In that intimate bedroom scene, how did
The
you
sexy.
not laugh? The sexy.
That's so sweet of you.
How on earth did you keep a straight face?
He was actually inside me. Now let's.
Inside your apartment. On the set. That's what we're.
Sure, if you want to call my vagina my apartment. I'm not from here. I don't know what you guys.
Yeah. Is that what they call it here?
Right now, I forget what they call it.
That was amazing. That was the biggest thing I've ever seen.
You can do that.
No.
This
I know.
show is going to be missed so much.
I mean, who was your favourite? Do you have any memorable moments?
Honestly, I've got the worst memory. I'm old and I can't remember anything, but I do remember. No, seriously, even this is. I'm like, did that happen? I don't remember that happening. But I do remember getting to spend time with Oprah when she was down in Australia, and she took me backstage and spent a couple of minutes with me, and it was a tough time in my life. And she was telling me that she was praying for me, and I didn't. It was just this strange connection, brief connection, and then a couple of days later, I opened my front door and I couldn't see the florist from the size of the flowers that in a vase were in front of her. And I was like, oh, thank you. And she was like, open the card. And I was like, okay, cool, I will when I'm inside. Open the card. And I was like, what is this woman doing? And then she forced me to open the card and she was like, is it her? Is it her? And I opened the card and it was like this full-on letter from Oprah. And I think it made the florist's day, to be honest, but it also made my day. It was the most beautiful. Well,
Like you must still have it.
Kept this vase, and then my son, who was 2 at the time and who was nearly 18, who's in the audience here tonight, that's how much time has passed of this show, he broke it, the vase. And I said, I'm never going to forgive you. That was Oprah's vase, and he broke it.
Were you kind of hoping she gave you a car? You know, like,
no, to be fair, I was trying to work out, had she written it, had Gail written it, who'd actually written the card, you know?
I thought you would have put the flowers under a seat or something. I think you could have been more Oprah-centric.
But no, there were so many amazing people. Like, there's so many amazing people.
I have loved your looks over the years. You've had hairstyles and hair colours that have stopped the nation.
Yes, I have to say I appreciate all the feedback I've received over the years from you guys about my looks. You're always so lovely about what you think about what I look like. No, I do remember there was a period of time where teasing was big. Actually, I don't even know if it was big anywhere else. It was just big for me. And I looked...
Oh, that rules.
That's ridiculous. Yeah, I had, it's been a long time. It's been,
Yeah, we remember this moment.
Yeah, I do.
Controversial,
Yeah,
wasn't it?
look, I could never have, I'm too grey to ever have that colour again. But yeah, it was it was fun being brunette, being someone different for a day. But yeah, there's been lots of styles over the time. I mean, it's been a long time. It's been 16 years. Like, I could probably wear the outfit I wore on the first night back again. It would be back in fashion. That's the cycle.
Well, Charlie did it.
That's right. And it looked great.
He looked fantastic.
We do have to talk beanies because it was the most extraordinary thing to watch as your colleague and just seeing you pull the whole thing together. The shows we did that were just astonishing. I know you've just got back to South Africa.
And because I will hustle till the day I find a cure. This is our... please go to carriesbeaniesforbraincancer.com and buy your beanie. Help us sell out. It has been 10 years since my Gold Logie speech, since I started Carrie's Beanies for Brain Cancer. And I quite genuinely, and I've said this before, I wanted to raise $1 million. I would not have raised over $25 million if it wasn't for you guys at home watching. So thank you so very, very much. And to this entire show, to your support over the years, to everyone behind the scenes. And yeah, I like to think when we started, I, just wanted to raise awareness. And now we have a brain cancer centre with people in clinical trials. And it's,
Unbelievable.
So please, one last go. I was going to say I'll never ask you again, but I will ask you again. Please, just to celebrate the end of the project, jump online and buy a beanie.
Hey, thank you so much for dropping by one last time.
No, thank you for your friendship.
No.
We caught up yesterday and it was just so emotional being there with Pete, you and I. Seeing everyone backstage, Rach and Kate Lakebrooke, and I've literally got friends for life from this show. It had such an impact on me personally, professionally, and I will be forever grateful for everything the show afforded me. And I know it's not goodbye. I mean, 2 years ago I left, so it's not goodbye. But
you know what,
keep popping up.
They are playing the music that says "shut up," so I guess it is
well, for the first time ever, I just kept talking.
Who cares? Go for it.
Would you please thank Harry Vickers?
Good guy.
You're breaking my heart. Yeah, na 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 na.
Welcome back to 7 p.m.
Technical problems here at the project. In fact, we have nothing to show you. These guys are going to act out the news. Michael Jordan has once again topped Forbes magazine's list of the top earning retired athletes, raking in $110 million last year.
Oh, doing great. I'm doing great. I'm doing great.
Stop dehumanising me.
Do you tell people that on dates?
Oh,
Mate,
no.
That's your alarm going
Sorry,
off.
it was my girlfriend calling.
Well, geez, I knew he popped a nut then.
People are always accusing Waleed of having fake hands. What?
I'm so sick of it. This is just who I am.
Now, watch me effortlessly change subject.
Describe that sense of precariousness.
Hoping to win over Qantas customers.
That web address you'll need is youtube.com.
Now by the Oracle on everything, Kitty Flanagan. Now, Kitty, should I be worried about my job?
Well, if you keep calling me Clitty, you should. One that really stuck out.
Banger, banger!
Tonight, Victoria has a new premiere, but facing record debt, big project cost. Little honeymoon might be short-lived.
Might be short-lived. Roll tape.
All right. To the project team. Turn to the commercial break, Waleed.
I don't know.
Every minute seems to last eternity. Do-do-do-do-do. I'm not afraid to say the sounds of your moves on the phone they cry.
Ready.
Shake it, baby.
There was something in the air that night. The stars were bright, Fernando.
That's enough now. You're going to tape that and humiliate me.
Dagger on me, Mr. Cameraman.
A fire alarm went off. Most of us thought it was an inopportune fire drill or something, that it was some kind of joke. It was not a joke.
I genuinely have no idea what's happening, and it's never happened before in my life.
There are more pressing criminal issues that police can be, spending their time.
Zebra penis. We've gone straight for the anus.
Shit, I'm so sorry. I've got massive camel toe and it's really driven me that.
Sugar tits.
Michael Jordan to Michael Jackson, you got any moves? Because
Drinking it like that. I shouldn't do that on TV. Anyway. We have to start again. They said not funny enough.
Yeah.
I wish we could start again and relive that. That was beautiful.
What a
that
glorious
package.
package put together by Alicia. Lily, we love you.
Lily, well done.
Honestly, those moments there are the ones that I'm going to miss the most. I can't actually look at you all. I'm so sorry because you've just been an absolute dream to work with. And to echo what Rach said earlier, sometimes there can be a lot said about the media industry and that it's cat fights and all of this. But this has been a family from the beginning. And I know that you'll still be in my life. You can't get rid of me. I'm a stalker. But just so you know, it's been a dream job and I'm really sad that it's coming to an end for all of us, but especially for everyone who works behind the scenes. You are so good, so freaking good at your job. And I'm sorry that this is the end, but it's by no means the end of everything. You are superstars, all of you. And thank you so much for holding our hands when we have been absolutely useless. So thank you.
That's beautiful.
Thank you very
Honey,
much.
and can I just say, it's been an honour to work with you guys. You four, honestly, like when I started...
There are three of us.
Can we edit that? One more time? I just...
That could not have been more appropriate.
I mean, you're going to love... What happened then?
It's all falling apart.
I love you guys, and I was worried. You never felt like I shouldn't have this job till now. Funnily enough, it was beautiful.
And you are the heart of the show, Papa. Papa Wall, you keep us all glued together. So but you got some freaky moments there.
Some freaky. Well, yeah, it's not often I become Michael Jackson on television. Let's hope that never happens again. I want to say thank you to you guys because I've been through different iterations of this show. I've hosted with different people, and looking back, that really has been brought home. But it's been so wonderful to go down with the ship, and to have you guys on it because it means I've got to have new colleagues, new friends that I just never wouldn't have imagined that was going to happen. It just felt like it would be the same thing, and it's been the most delightful coda to an extraordinary experience. Thank you so much.
Am I the propeller guy? Am I the propeller guy on the Titanic?
No, we're in the band. We're playing.
Probably not the best metaphor I could have chosen. I guess, so now it's going to be me that has to do this, is it?
Yep. Well, mate, I volunteered, but you saw what happened before. So.
All right, I suspect I'm the only one left that's not actually drunk by now, so I will... that's designated driver of commercial TV. All right. How do you do this? Look, at the risk of being obscure, I'd like to begin by quoting a promising playwright from England who wrote, "To be or not to be, that is the question." Well, finally, Channel 10 gave an answer. No, not to be, hand in your pass. So I guess it's time to say goodbye, and I'll try to do it without any names because this is really about all of us. 16 years ago, some outstandingly creative people began an audacious TV experiment. Could you straddle the worlds of news, popular culture and comedy in a single show, a single segment, a single moment? Could you create a world where Will Ferrell can interview the Prime Minister? It's not the done thing. Could you cover everything from wars and revolutions to Kim Kardashian breaking the internet to the latest developments in Qantas customer service? Carrie, that's how you say it. Could you do that in the space of 5 minutes? It's not the done thing. Could you do a primetime commercial news show that hooked its audience by playing with them instead of scaring them, that didn't trade on demonising groups of people who have no platform to respond? It's not the done thing. Well, we done the thing. And according to everyone involved, it started terribly. It wasn't meant to survive 6 months, but it did. Then it stabilised, then it thrived, then it soared. And the little show that could became the landmark show that did. And that is a miracle. And maybe miracles aren't meant to be explained, but maybe this one can be. And maybe the clue is that nothing like this show exists anywhere in the world, as our international guests would constantly tell us when they came in. And that's because I think this show reflected the best of this country. It was irreverent. It knew when things were serious, but it refused ever to take itself that way. It always gave its best, but it never presumed to think it was doing everything right. For God's sake, the show's name is The Project. It's never finished. And it reflected our lives. You know, you love, you cry, you get things wrong, you laugh, and you do all these things all at once, not in isolation, because that's life. Often we are laughing despite the tragedy around us. It's release and escape, and especially it's connection. Sometimes someone farts at a funeral. That's what happens. That is real. That is real. So thank you. Thanks to the people who built this from nothing, the people who made this show 4,504 times on camera and off. People long gone and here today, every one of you, indispensable. Thank you to our guests over the years, those who came to play or to persuade, and to those who came on to be challenged and meet us in the great public square of our lives, who disagreed with us in good faith over the years. Thank you so much. You made us better. And thank you at home. The cliched thing would be to say thank you so much for the extraordinary privilege of letting us into your living rooms for so many years. But the cliche is inadequate. Instead, thanks for letting us into your hearts. Because if there's one thing this show did above all other things, it's that it went to people's hearts. No show I know of has a relationship this deep with its viewers. You're the reason the show existed. You're the reason this moment is so hard. TV's a meeting place, and this was the most extraordinary gathering. I guess I'll survive. I guess I'm meant to say that we'll meet again. But the truth is we won't. Not in this combination. This impossible show and the people who gathered around it is unlike anything that came before it, and nothing like it will exist again. This show brought people together with sometimes very little in common and made them long-term friends. It showed what can happen when we open our hearts to each other in good faith. And if we decide that bit, that can exist forever. And that is something to celebrate. We just started smashing the crockery. On that note, thanks so much for having us. Goodbye.
We have a huge show for you tonight.
Justice has been
It'll
done.
be very interesting to see where the story
Triggered
goes.
a monster 10 metres desperate search for
Get back to
survivors.
the big news.
I think the show's incredible.
Really?
Yeah, I've never seen. No, I'm really serious.
Is this just a smart publicity stunt designed to pull in some new business? Because if it is, great idea.
An injured soccer player wound up being stretchered off the field by Greece's answer to Laurel and Hardy. He's injured. Just get on the stretcher, mate. Just get on the stretcher. Just get on the stretcher. Off we go. Off we go.
Politics is all about optics. Basically, you want to avoid things that look like this.
Today's headlines: in Australian Federal Police will investigate yesterday's protest.
The city of Christchurch is reeling. Donald Trump will face a grand jury.
Youth crime has been spiralling out of control.
The bottom line is that this government has reduced the number of refugees that we take at exactly the time when the world is screaming for us to do more.
The escalation is a direct response to Friday's terror attacks in Paris, which have now claimed 132 lives.
ISIL don't want you to know they would quickly be crushed if they ever faced a proper army on a real battlefield. They want you to fear them. They want you to get angry. They want all of us to become hostile. And here's why. ISIL's strategy is to split the world into two camps. It's that black and white. If you're a member of parliament preaching hate at a time when what we actually need is more love, you're helping ISIL.
It's incredible how quickly the protesters disperse and then reform a little bit further down the streets. You can see them firing the tear gas now.
Everyone is staying at home if they still have one.
There's 36 kilometres of barriers holding back crowds.
Does the coalition have a problem with Islamophobia?
No, I don't believe the Liberal Party does.
At just 31 years old, Emma Rathie knows something no one should. How much time she has left.
Sad, isn't it? We're gonna die sometime, hey? Just gonna live every day to the fullest, hey?
It's an incredible story.
An incredible message that she's giving.
Hey, mate.
It's really hard being in here. I think this is the toughest that it's actually hit me.
Hey, we're almost out of here, but first, here's your top 5. Welcome back. Metro with 5 capital cities. Let's go.
Hey, guys, I'm in front of the iconic Maya Christmas windows.
Taylor Swift is officially the highest paid woman in music. A wave of bombings across Iraq has left at least 88 people dead.
I've got a question broadly about our world news segment. I don't know if you've noticed, it always looks like bad thing, bad thing, bad thing, weird thing, right? And I just think I wouldn't travel.
Please welcome Ed Sheeran.
Please welcome Troye Sivan.
It's Tom Cruise!
From home. It's your face.
We could only see each other.
Put another fanny on the Barbie.
Yeah.
You've been in some big movies with massive movie stars.
But you can't remember?
No, I know. Off air. You owe me an apology. You then smashed your racket. Do you regret that?
This is your last interview while officially still in the job.
It is.
Take this for a spin. You can unload.
Order!
You have a very piercing gaze.
You have a piercing gaze too.
Do I?
Yeah.
Oh.
I'd say so.
You're making me nervous now. What's the hardest part of being Kim Kardashian?
I love my life. I think maybe just the hardest part is keeping up with my friends.
Cheers.
Cheers. What's your cheers? What do you usually say?
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. All right, here we go. Ready? Merry Christmas.
I'm a comedian, that's my job.
Yeah.
Do you find me funny?
No, not really.
Jackie being objectified here.
That's okay.
Oh, that's so cute. Oh, it's even got you. It's been a wild ride, this show. Yeah, isn't it just?
The Australian football that I follow, my team is Carlton. Could you give my team your blessing that we will win the grand final?
Of course, my blessing always available, but no guarantee.
You are able to cover such a diverse range of topics in such a short time, and it's so smart and interesting. And the top of my to-do list is to rob this in some way, to co-opt it and bring this idea home to America as if I've thought of it.